who starts the show? Do I start the show?
You just go for it.
All right. Everybody clap away, be happy. This class is hands-on. So what I'm first going to do is look at my participants and mute you all. Not because I don't like you, but because we're going to do different things at different times to unmute yourself. And so now you are muted. All right. This session is all about some hands-on with Zoom. Now we're going to go from basic to really advanced, and it's going to progress. So even if you know some of the basic things, maybe you can serve as a resource for some of the other people who are struggling. If you know it all, well, I can see you, so if you're not paying attention, you're just going to hurt my feelings. All right, but we are going to do hands-on stuff. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen, and I am going to share it the old-fashioned way, and we'll talk about that in just a second. All right, is everybody seeing? Put a little zip in your Zoom. Yeah, there's nodding, there's happiness, yay. All right, I'm going to go here. We're going to go through several areas and try things out. The first thing I want you to think about is, how do you sound? Now, the more we're on these Zoom calls, the more important it is for us to sound good and look good. And there are several things we need to do to take care of that. So in these areas, we need to look at your audio buttons are down there. And we need to look at external noises, microphones, and other things you can do. I'm going to show you a little experiment. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and go to my audio, and I'm going to switch around. Right now, I am using what is it's called a Blue Snowball. I think they're like $50 on Amazon. It's an external device, and then I got an extra boom mic thing for like $20, and it attaches to my desk because it used to sit like right in front of me, and it's kind of big. I'm actually just gonna show you right here. Oh, look at all the eyes on me. It's kind of big, and it used to sit right in front of me. But for $75, I have this professional setup. Let me show you why I have it. I just bought a brand new Mac because I like to spend money when I'm unemployed, apparently. But I bought a brand new Mac. Let me put the Mac microphone on. So right now the Mac microphone is on. Can you hear the difference? I am still talking. There, it's tinier, it's further away. Now it is physically further away, but that's one of the tricks, is the closer you can get to the microphone, the better off you're going to be. So that is the microphone that came with my computer. Then I'm going to go to the one, now this is, I just got a fancy webcam, and now I'm using that web audio. It's probably a little bit better than the audio from my computer. Nope, it's yucky. All right. I think that the shaking of the head meant that it was yucky. So I'm going back now to the audio that comes through this device. What do you think? Huge difference. Another thing to think about here is your white noise. Now, one of the challenges that all of us are going to have with all of this technology is what I call blowing and going. Your computer gets really hot and tired and overworked the more pieces of technology you have. So right now, my computer is slowly making some noise or slightly making some noise rather than making a lot of noise, because it's working, because I've got multiple cameras, I've got things going on that are going to make you freak out. But I have a lot of things going on. That's why I went ahead and bought a new computer. You're going to want to match your pieces of equipment to the amount of firepower you have, and not exceed that so that your computer is not working so hard all the time. Another thing to think about, and sometimes we don't think about this at all. It's funny, we were talking beforehand. She's going to crop out all that conversation, by the way, before y'all get the recording, because we went all over the place. So Vicki and I were talking, and she said that it was radio playing or some kind of audio playing in another room. Turn off your audio in another room, close your doors, turn off the fans that are nearby, turn off the air purifiers. All these little things will add up to that sound. So how many of y'all have another microphone that you're using? Raise your hand. I can see you, except for some of you. Okay. Pretty much none of you, except for Vicki and the people maybe who are not showing me their pictures. Vicki, could you unmute yourself and do a test? Is that easy for you to do?
I'm unmuted now. And I'm just using the earbuds that came with my iPhone, and I have that jacked into my computer. And I mostly do that not for the microphone, but for listening, because I don't need my husband to hear everything. But he's not here right now, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
So Vicki, since you're doing that, can you switch back and forth and show us your voice when she's got,
using a different speaker?
This is a simple solution. She's got the microphone right next to her mouth, and so it's pretty clear and pretty straightforward. So switch to the other microphone. And there she goes. We might have just blown her up. Although that is a good look for a lot of people, I'm going to, am I still on? Okay. Yeah, Vicki has locked up, so I'm just going to put myself here. Sorry, Vicki. She hired me and probably won't again. But that is where your audio differences are. So anytime you can take a device and put it in your ear, put it close to your mouth, whether it's a $50 device that you buy on Amazon or the headphones or something, it's going to be better than the audio that comes from your computer and goes into your computer every single time. So that's the first one. Let me go back to sharing my screen. In just a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to share your screen without it being this annoying. Hold on. All right. The next thing, and this is really important, is how do you look? Now, I don't want to brag, but apparently I will. I moved from San Diego to Nashville. By the way, I don't know if I know all of y'all, but many years ago, I spoke with you somewhere, somehow. And I used to live in San Diego. I had an 8, they don't even make rooms this size anymore. It was like this tiny little room that had almost no light. And I had a lot of problems. And now I have these beautiful lights. In fact, over here, you can see that's one of my windows. There's no cat in the cat cam, but I have 2 beautiful windows and I have a lot of natural light. If you don't have good natural light, you're going to be challenged in doing this. Now I'm looking through, everybody click on in the top right hand corner, I think that's right for y'all, top right hand corner there's a button that says gallery and speaker, right? When you click on it, it goes back and forth. So everybody click to gallery view. Everybody click to the gallery view and then look around. Now, I'm not saying you should judge other people, but let's judge other people for just a second. Look around. How is the lighting on everybody? How is your lighting? So, Kelly, can I pick on you for just a second? I'm going to pick on you for just a second because I just want to show you a couple of things that you can do to change how things are going. So in Kelly's background, she has lighting. So immediately, instead of the lighting coming from the front, it's coming from the back, and so she's darker. Another thing is, how do you look? Look at the huge difference that makes.
Much better.
Look at the huge difference that makes. Now, another thing that she immediately did, which is perfect, is she moved her camera angle. Because before, she was looking down at the camera. We weren't getting nostril hairs, but sometimes we do on some people. But she was looking down at the camera, and it made a tough angle. And now look, we've got even lighting. We've got her face higher up. Her eyes are higher up, and she's looking more at the camera. Another thing, thank you so much. I am going to let you go back to being in the background. Everybody go back to gallery. One of the other things, and look around. Oh, Kelly, that was fun, kind of fun, the swinging around. One of the other, I'm going to do that sometime. One of the other things that just looking across, where are your eyes looking? Am I over there on your screen? So when you're looking at the screen, you're looking right here? Or are you able to put the screen underneath your camera so that even if you're talking and looking, we always look at ourselves. You do it, I do it. Even if you're looking at yourself, you're still able to come close to looking forward. Now I'm going to look, everybody look at me, and I want to see where your eyes go. So DMC Daniel, you went to the side. Don, you are off to the side. Here's my trick. Take the whole screen and move it underneath that camera. Shrink the screen and move it underneath that camera when you're trying to have conversations with people. That way, even if I'm looking down, Ms. Patterson is a little bit lower. Even if I'm looking down a little bit, I still have my focus kind of forward into the camera rather than off to the side. So everybody take a second, take your Zoom screen and put it closer to where the camera is on your device. So just move the screens around. Rosa, I gotta say, that angle is very flattering for you. Very nice. All right. I like it. Dawn, you are putting your finger like where the camera is to kind of maybe get that view. Yeah. So you're closer to where we are. It makes a huge difference because otherwise, have you talked to people who talk like this? Here's another trick. Go over. So my mother-in-law does Zooms. She's like 80 something years old and they've got a huge Italian family and they all get together and do Zooms. She cannot stand to see herself on video. She's like 86 or whatever. And she sees herself and she's just like always like, oh, and that's all she can see. So you can hide your own face, which is very helpful sometimes when you want to have a conversation. So on your face, there are 3 little dots. On your face, there are 3 little dots, and you can hide self-view. Again, this is really helpful because we tend to look at ourselves and see if we're like looking goofy or whatever. And we instead can look in a different way and look at other people. So you can hide self-view. Another thing you can do, and scroll over, okay, Mike Parkman, I'm gonna pick on you because you are now a non-video viewer. So Mike Parkman, go to his picture and his 3 little dots. And you can do hide non-video participants. Again, this is so helpful. If you are with a bunch of people and then you got a whole bunch of black dots, it can be distracting. You know, black holes in the grid or whatever. What Zoom does is put all the people without the video at the end of the presentation. I am so sorry, Vicki. I totally messed her up. She's not been able to come back. She's never going to hire me again. It was nice knowing y'all. But you can hide non-video participants. Now, sometimes you forget they're there, and so you don't really connect with them. But you can hide non-video participants, and that way you can focus on the faces you see and get that connection. All right, so those were some video things you could do. Let me go back to sharing my screen, which is so much fun. All right, let me come here. Here is another lesson I want to give. All right. Again, you see me and I'm looking forward and I've got this one camera, right? I'm going to show you a couple of other cameras to show you the difference. Now, this one that I have here is what's called a Logitech Brio. It's the brand new Logitech. They're hard to find. I had to buy it from a third-party vendor. It was an extra $50. So they're normally $200. I paid $250 for this. There are other versions. Anytime you get an external device that has a camera, you're going to be better off. This one, where my cat cam is the one I used for many years. And it's probably 3 or 4 years old. So the cat cam one is the one I downgraded because my cat like sits like there. So it's kind of fun. We have a cat cam and she's just not there right now. And it allows me to have the lower quality being used for something else. And I've got the higher quality here. Now watch what happens when I switch to a different camera. I'm going to switch to the camera that is built into my computer, which is over there. So I'm going to switch fast. Now, I'm looking at myself up there to make sure. Okay, all of a sudden I turn green, right? I'm green and I'm less clear. And this again is a computer I bought a month ago for several $1,000s. It's a Mac. And I bought a PC a couple of months ago too, and that was several $1,000s. That video camera is even worse. This one's really good compared to that one. Every single time you can switch from, profile so bad. Hold on. Oh, I know why. Oh, don't look at me. Hold on. Every single time you can switch from the internal camera to the external camera, you're going to be better off. Now, again, I'm looking around. How many of y'all have an external camera that you've hooked up? Okay, a couple of you. And John, I can tell, got some nerd things going on there. We have that extra, once you get that extra camera, you're going to have better resolution and better connections every single time. All right. Now, another thing, I'm going to go back to, let me see if I need to share my screen or if I'm just going to do some other things here. There are so many video settings. So what I'm going to do right now is share some video settings that are built into the computer. All right. Let's see my second screen. And everybody play along at home. Down at the bottom, whoops, I'm over here now. Down at the bottom of your Zoom, it's that way on y'all's. Go ahead and click on that video button and the down button and look at all the options. We're going to go into video settings. So pull up that dialog box. Why is this multiplying? Am I multiplying? Yeah, what's going on? I have all kinds of, oh, I know why. Hold on. I have all kinds of things going on in different ways. Let me go back to, I'm doing some extra special things for y'all and it's blowing its mind. So don't worry, let me just get this. Is it going to disappear? Oh my gosh, what's happening? Can we pretend this is working? Oh, duh.
And my old school solution to the fact that my video camera wasn't working is I unplugged it and plugged it back in.
Yay!
And now it works.
Let me give you a... Okay, sorry for the double look. Actually, the double look's kind of gone right now, except in the other part. So what we're looking at here, oh, I know why, but it doesn't matter. What we're looking at here is my settings, and I'm just going to go through them for you. Enable HD, you can do that or not. What that does, going back and forth to that, you can play along with this at home, is the original ratio or a little wider. It'll show a little bit more of your room a lot of times. Enable HD does things. Mirror my video, sometimes it flips it, sometimes things are flipped. If you're using a third party, anyway, weird stuff happens. Touch up my appearance. Y'all, this works. Everybody toggle that on and off, touch up my appearance, so that you can see how well it works. And now it has a very big one. So it's funny, I've been playing around with it, and like pretty much my whole face gets blurred when I touch up my appearance. You can adjust for low light, so that can help some of y'all in different places. Turn off my video when joining a meeting. You want to do that because used to be, this was a security problem because Zoom could turn on your computer and it would turn on your video. It was weird. And so they put that in as a security thing. Always show video preview dialog when joining a video meeting. So that means you can look and make sure you don't have anything in your teeth. Hide non-video participants. You've got that right there. Spotlight my video when speaking. If you have a big head and want everybody to know it, there you go. And display up to 49 participants in gallery view. All right, so now we're going to go, here are some audio things that you can work on. We're going to go to background and filters. Most of y'all have probably played with background and filters. So everybody quickly, I am going to stop sharing this real quick. Everybody play with a background. Now, John is already, John, I love it. Playing with the background there. Amy gives us a very good point, as does, is it Lisa Patterson? Linda? So what's happening there is that y'all's computer is unhappy, right? Your computer doesn't have enough graphic power. And I was telling Vicki, there's a really big update coming to Zoom, and it'll tell you what's going on. So Rosa, Lisa, and Amy, y'all are not able to do that because of the power of your computer. And it's going to tell you in the new version precisely what's going wrong. Whereas now it just makes you look weird. It's going to help. Now, Jamie has cute puppy dogs. That's adorable. Matt is silently staring at the screen with an unhappy look, but I'm sure internally he is finding cute puppy dog pictures that he is going to put up there any second now.
No, I'm not finding anything, any backgrounds.
Okay. So
whenever I click on background and filters, there's a little text box underneath it that says none.
Right. Good point. Good point. So on the far right of that, there's a plus. And that's where you can go and find things. Most of the time it preloads a couple of different ones. And you can use those. John, you're the nerd after my own heart. And I can see you upgraded, and Jamie too. Because, okay, before I get past the virtual backgrounds, let me talk about this one too. Clicking I have a green screen means that you physically have a green screen. It could be a blue screen, it could be a pink screen, whatever. You physically have a screen behind you, and you can actually choose the color that it actually is, and it'll improve that background for you. I have a couple of 3 different green screens. I don't usually use them anymore because I used to use them when nobody else knew what I was doing. And now it's like a lot of people use them. So I'm like, oh, that's so last year for me. But all of these things, you've got these options. And then you can mirror my video. Now, how many of you have video filters as an option? Raise your hand. All right. Those of you who have video filters as an option, it's because you have upgraded to the latest version of Zoom. And what it allows you to do, Jamie, I'm going to highlight you for just a second because you are having a blast back there. All right, Jamie, I'm highlighting you because she is going to take us through some of the video filters they have. Vicky and Jamie were both playing with them. I'm not sure y'all saw them, but play around. One of them is this little TV, and then a little scrapbook picture, a TV, then the happy faces. You were wearing a mask earlier, a rainbow eye covering of some kind. Oh, graduation day. Fun glasses. These are all virtual things. They're getting mustaches in the next one. If you're really, Matt, you don't need, oh, maybe you have yours on, Matt. Oh, there we go. They're getting more of these in the next version, but these are the things that are available if you have upgraded. And you can see them on other people, even if you haven't upgraded, right? Amy, you are seeing her in a thing. Because that's not always the case in some of these. I don't know what's happening with your head. There we go. I don't know what that 4-leaf clover growth thing on your head was, but it was pretty funny. Yay. It's still weird, Jamie, even if you're cute. Okay, so those are the things you can have if you want to have that upgrade. But more importantly, there are some other things that are good for this. Inside the new update, you have this capability, and not many of you are going to be able to see this. And that's thereby lies the rub. The rub is thereby. I'm not really sure. So I am putting that over there. I'm going to try to show. Okay, good. Whatever I was doing wrong, I fixed. All right, everybody now click on your share button. Now don't share anything. I've made it so you don't have it yet. I have to show that y'all are allowed to share. Security, and you're allowed to. So it should have just appeared, yes? Down at the bottom, there should be a share screen now.
Yeah.
Okay. So click on the share screen button and look at that dialog box. I've got it up here. Don't share anything yet. Somebody's going to press the button and then we'll all look at you funny. Don't share anything yet. I just want you to explore it. Look what you can do. I can do desktop 1, desktop 2, a whiteboard, which actually is dumb. I can share a whiteboard and show you. It's just dumb. ECam, I've got other things playing on here. Every single window that I have open is going to be available here, or I can just show the desktop. Most of us, when we are giving PowerPoints, will share a desktop and share our PowerPoints that way. What this does is squishes all the people that you were looking at off to some side somewhere. You can't see the chat, everything goes away, and all you're seeing is your PowerPoint, which is fantastic when you're speaking, but sometimes you get lost. Yes? I'm looking at y'all. Is that the truth?
Yeah.
All right. So click on Advanced. Here is some magic stuff. If you have the latest upgrade, there are a whole bunch of magic things. If you have the latest upgrade, you have Share as Virtual Background. I'm going to go to the view here. I'm looking at y'all over there. I know that I'm over here. In fact, I'll come up over here. How many of you, let me see your hands, have Share as Virtual Background? Vicky should have it, and Jamie should have it. Exactly right. And John has it because you're a nerd. Yeah, you're my people. All right, let me come back to here. Share slides as virtual background does this. I can share slides as virtual background. So I will do, it's blowing its mind what's going on. All right, PowerPoints. I'm just going to do one of these. I think I can do the Zoom one that we're in. All right, I click open, and what it's going to do is import all of the slides into there. And now, let me come back to here. Now, the slides are behind me. Here is the deal. Y'all can't see this unless you have the upgrade, right? Kelly, you're still seeing me as a side box next to the, you're seeing me in the slides? Like I'm sitting in the black with you?
You are. You're right in the bottom, like, but right-hand corner. Yeah, you're. Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, they might have adjusted it because, but you don't have the latest version. Did you have Share's advanced slides?
You know what? I don't even know.
Amy, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing you in the side. You're just in the same strip with everybody else. But you have, your slide is behind you like a background, but you're lined up with everybody else still over on the side.
Okay, so you're seeing both. Like now, if you see me, I'm moving myself over here. Did you see that?
It just moves your background. You're not moving on the screen, on the main screen that's being shared. You're over on the side attendee panel, and you can tell that it's behind you as a background, but I like can see part of the M from the Zoom right now behind you. I can't see anything else in your background, but I can see this screen.
So
itself.
Vicky is seeing me, and the people who have upgrading have seen me. I am superimposed over the slide in the big screen. Mm-hmm. And that is the new stuff. And if you have the older stuff, you won't see that. Now, this is important. Let's see, let me stop sharing. This is important because you may love this. Let me spotlight myself, give my big head. You may love being able to do that, but if other people don't have it upgraded, they won't see it. And that is a huge problem they have. I'm sure they're going to be working on that, but that is something that you need to think about. So it looks really cool, but it only will look really cool on some people's computers, and the rest of them will be just seeing the regular stuff. All right, what else was I going to share with you? Let me go back to sharing my screen the old-fashioned way and go back to my, see, this is so much harder. Hold on. That's basic. There it is. Okay. So now you can see that there are a lot of different factors in sharing your screen that used to not be there. Let me see. I'm just going to click through here. We already talked about viewing names, viewing the size of gallery, and making those changes. How does your content look? So the sharing that we talked about is there. Now, one of the questions I get a lot of is, how do you do the whiteboards? So I am going to share the whiteboard, and I'll show you why I think it's dumb. Sorry. Let's see. I'm going to share the whiteboard and share. Now, what happens is that every single person has the ability to pop on here and write something. So everybody pop in there and write something.
I'm not seeing the whiteboard.
Ah, sharing is paused. Oh, bring your shared window to the front. Well, aren't you picky? Okay, stop share. Let me do it again. I shared the screen without resharing the screen. I just said do a new share, and then, all right, there it is. Can you write something?
It's not letting me write.
All right, it may be a setting that I need to do here. Hold on, just security, allow you to annotate. Oh, somebody is.
I had to, under view options, click annotate.
Oh, okay, view options, annotate. So you can stamp. Oh, how I love the whiteboard. I find very little value in the whiteboard. In 2020, when we can share a Google Doc and actually do work, I don't see why putting little hearts on a screen or little scribbles, which is pretty much what everybody does, makes a difference. But you can if you want to. There you go. I know this is gorgeous, but I'm going to clear it.
I'm not sure I know how to get this done.
All right, so is it down at the bottom, Vicki?
Up at the top, I have, you're viewing Beth's screen, and then there's view options. And once I clicked on annotate under those view options, then I could draw.
I'm not sure who said that, but did you get were you able to get in there now? I never, ever, ever use this. I like I said, I haven't found it helpful, but here I have it and you can do it now. Does anybody find this helpful? No. All right, so me neither. Now, what I want everyone to do, one of the other things, going back to this second screen. Oh, I'm still doing it. One of the other things that I want to do is show you the things that I am doing right now. You will not have to do. All right, there we go. In the second screen, in the sharing options, you can also share your iPhone or iPad, and your iPhone or iPad via AirPlay. So that means you can connect your iPhone and iPad and actually share it. Notice it doesn't say Android. Android people, don't get mad at me. Let's see, what am I sharing? Ooh, I am sharing this one. That's creepy. So it defaulted, I've got both my iPad and my iPhone connected, and I am sharing my iPhone, which is connected as a different camera. This is now very annoying to all of y'all, so I'm going to stop doing that. But what I'm going to do is send everyone to breakout rooms, because everybody loves a great breakout room, right? Yay! I'm going to send everybody to breakout rooms because I want you to all share something with somebody else. Now, I'm only going to put 3 people in a breakout room, and one of y'all is going to get up and go to the bathroom, so there'll really only be 2 of you. But I want everyone to try, even if there's nobody in your breakout room because they went to the bathroom 7 minutes ago and stopped to watch Netflix. I want you to share it. Oh, Chuck, we're not there yet, but thank you. I just turned you off. So I'm going to put you in breakout rooms to do it. Everybody always wants to know about the breakout rooms. I am going to show you what goes on in a breakout room. So when I press, now not even a co-host has breakout room options. When I press assign, when I press breakout rooms, you have these options. You can assign people manually, which means like if you're having a certain kind of breakout session and you want certain people to meet together, you can do it manually and one by one, or you can do it automatically. And if you look, we have 19 participants. I'm going to go up on this. And now 7 rooms, 2 to 3 participants per room. If I do this, it's 3 to 4. It does the math for me. And I create breakout rooms. Before y'all get into the breakout rooms, here's what it shows. So it has breakout room 1 has these 3 people to it. I can move people, I can exchange people. Like if I know that Chuck and Jamie don't get along, I can pull Jamie out. I know they're best friends. I can pull Jamie out and put her in another breakout room. I can also rename the breakout rooms and do all kinds of things. I can recreate. So if you've done one set of breakout rooms, it'll automatically default to the same breakout room, but you can recreate it and do something else. And you can actually pre-assign people with another system. I'm going to move y'all all automatically because sometimes you don't click the button and go. And I'm not going to allow you to come back to the main session because sometimes you just come straight back. And then I'm not going to do the countdown. I'm just going to bring you back. So these are some of the options you have. And when you get in there, you can start talking and you're going to all try to share your screen. So it is now 41 minutes after the hour. Connection is unstable because #technology. You could see that I could join different sessions. I could still rename. Am I here? I could rename people. Am I here? I think I'm here. I could rename people, I could join, and all these different things.
Beth, I got disconnected, and I'm wondering if that disconnected everybody.
No.
Okay, good.
No, but it did weird things. But anyway, I could see where everybody was. Yeah, I don't know. Mine was unstable too. I could see where everybody was. I could change people around if I wanted to. I could see when they hadn't joined. There would be a note next to it. And I could go and join there. You could see I can also broadcast message and get in there. Very helpful. All right, back to here. I have a huge secret about all of the different things that I'm using that are very advanced. And when I say very advanced, I mean, let me pull up my thing here. Everybody go to gallery view. I want you to look hard at John Sweeney. John Sweeney would probably do these things right away once he hears about them, and he might have already done them. So I'm using some very advanced tools, and I want to tell you all about them. But first, let's chat. Does anybody have any questions? Did things come up that we haven't answered that you need answers to for this Zoom session? You can just unmute yourself as long as not everybody unmutes at once. L. Patterson, unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah. I was just wondering, I got kicked out like twice in this meeting. I don't know how, and then it goes straight to post meeting. And so I clicked out and come back in through the link. I don't know what's going on with that.
So here's one way to check something. Go to your browser and click and type in fast.com, FAST.com. What fast.com tells you, it's a Netflix site, and it immediately, this is kind of low for what I have, but it's still, you need at least a 5 or an 8 to do Netflix. That's why they have this. And if you have a low number there, it could be a problem. What was yours, Lisa?
It says 250.
250 megabytes per second?
Right.
Then this is just what we call #technology. And there's nothing that you did. Zoom has had problems sometimes because it became so popular that all these people got on it. That could be the problem. We don't know. So it ain't you this time. All right, back to here. Other questions?
Where do you go to do the update?
Where do you go to the update? Excellent question. Up in, across the top in your menu bar, you have meeting view, edit, window, help, right? Up at the top, when you're in Zoom, you have meeting view, edit, window, help. when you pull down zoom.us, now I'm on a Mac and yours may, on a PC, it may be a little bit different, but it should be up at the top where the top words are. When you pull down zoom.us, it'll say check for updates. And if you don't have the latest one, it'll tell you. The new one is coming out on the 21st, and here is a big thing. If y'all are getting people together and want certain people to be in certain rooms, like let's say you're having a team meeting and you want one team to talk about marketing and you want one team to talk about new ideas and you want one team to complain about their children, what have you. You could set up 3 rooms and then the people in your group get to choose which one they want to go to. This is a new update. This is fantastic for those of us who have meetings where we want people to have choices rather than having us to have to, so, you know, Mike says, I want to go into the complain about my children section, and then you have to manually put them there. Nope. You can have the complain about the children as a room and Mike can choose it. I don't have children, so there you go. Other questions? Good to know. All right.
Hey, Brad, did you find the thing for upgrading? Because I don't have that those words up at the top of my screen like you said, Beth. I've got just the speaker view and exit full screen showing right now.
On mine, it is on the computer screen. Jamie, do you have a Mac? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know where they are on a PC. Mike, you're going to show us where it is?
I'm asking because I'm just on the zoom.us and I didn't know if there's a link here for it, or is this what you were talking about, or was it on this live screen on the actual Zoom call that you can upload it?
It's on the live screen, but why don't you Google check for updates on PC, because it must be in a different Zoom updates on PC. Thank you. Because on a sign in, click your profile picture, then check on the updates. So when you sign in, you can check for updates. Scheduling a new meeting will always check the user's name for updates. And if you're using the online version, that's a great point, Jamie. She just wrote, if you're using the online version, you will not have the same options. So that's why you might have gotten a little note from me, because I'm not sure where it went, if it went out, but you have to have the app itself as a download on your computer to get all of these things. If you are clicking and using your browser, which is a total option, and especially if you're not registering, it's a total option, you won't have all these features. And if you're using a mobile device, you won't have all these features, no matter how advanced your mobile device is. It has to be a desktop, laptop type of download where you go and get the actual app and you log into the app, and that's where it runs from. So some of you may have that, and some of you may have different things, but it looks like on a PC, when you log in, when you're in that download, because you're not going to need to upgrade it if you're looking at it through the browser. But if you have it on your computer and you need to update it, you will have it in that when you log in on a PC. And on a Mac, it's always sitting right there. I hate that. I could never be a dentist. I can't do anything backwards. Other questions?
I'm looking forward to trying the new breakout room features that you showed me.
All right. They're going to be fantastic for the way y'all work and how these things go together. It is now 59 minutes after the hour. I am going to show you how I do all this stuff. But if you would rather not know how to use all these things, these special things I'm doing, are done with third-party camera tools that you can use. Some are free, Some are pretty expensive, and I can show you what these are. Y'all are welcome to, again, it's something that most of you will never have to have, but if you're doing a lot of these, it's pretty cool. So leave if you want to. I am going to do this. Is that good? Can I have thumbs up if it's good? Okay. So what I'm doing is called ECam. And the first thing I'm going to do is share my screen and show you, I will show you the second screen, desktop 1. I will share that and then put all of my ECam things over there because I have to do it. Let's see, is this going to double me up? Am I doubled up? No. I shouldn't be doubled up. Am I doubled up? Because I can't see the screen sharing that's happening. Okay, so this is ECam, and let me put all of my overlays and things in there. What ECam is a secondary tool that lets me create scenes and cameras and all kinds of things. Let me go to this video here. And there we go. Okay. So now I'm looking at y'all at the same time. It lets me share all these scenes that I have set up and makes it so that seamlessly I can switch cameras. I can have multiple cameras. I can share my screen without having to share my screen, right? So on ECam, I'm going to open up this other PowerPoint that I have. Hold, please. And show you how I set it up in a different way. All right, so right now I am sharing one scene that has this little setup here, this little box, but I'm going to switch to PowerPoint with video, and I'm going to come back over here and play. And then I have to move a couple of things over. All right, so now I have set up, and it's a little clumsy because I don't have everything. Oh, I know why. So instead of having, now I'm on 2 different screens, instead of having me embedded or sharing the screen and having that, I am embedding everything in my one view. And this allows me to have fun little setups, to have very simple, very pretty presentations. And this is an overlay over my PowerPoint, because if I show you my PowerPoint with no video on it, I'm not on there. Because I have set up a screen that has a little overlay of me, or a little overlay of a TV, and then my camera layered on top of here. There are a number of tools in this area. Let me come, how am I going to do this? I've got my phone set up like this. Yeah, that's weird. Let's see, there are a number of tools in this area. I'm going to go to this camera so I can look at y'all here. There are a number of tools in this area. This is ECam. It's a Mac only tool, ECAMM. The Pro version, which you need to hook up with Zoom, is like $150 a year or something like that. I would gladly pay it because it has changed my world with Zoom. It goes everywhere from the high end with ECam to the low end with a tool called OBS. Does anybody know about OBS? It's an open source tool. It's not very user friendly. It doesn't have all these wonderful little boxes that have all these things set up for you. You have to kind of build it. There's one called ECam that is PC and it is both PC and Mac, and it lets you set up these scenes. It lets you set up the layers. You can see right here, I have just added a little layer on top of there, and I can take it off and I can put it on, And it just allows me to do all kinds of little added features. In addition to this interface that I have with ECam, I also can set up what they call a switcher. This one is an app that I think I paid $14 for, and I've got it hooked up to an iPad. And so from my iPad, I can switch back and forth through all these scenes. So I'm just pushing a button and switching back and forth. My eyes were really red, so I decided to go with the blue filter. But, you know, if I want to make a really big point, I'm actually, this is my phone right here set up as a third camera. So I've got multiple cameras. The cat cam is the fourth camera. So I've got the internal camera, 2 webcams, and a phone acting as a camera so that I can do different things. I tell you, it has changed my world, but you have to kind of want to do it. And I am screen sharing. I'm going to stop screen sharing. I'm going to go over to change my video camera again. Ta-da, there I am. So I was screen sharing and putting a lot of things together, but that makes it so that I can have these kind of things and not, remember how I said it was so awkward? I've got to share my screen and then unshare my screen. Now it's all integrated. Again, this is kind of an advanced class. I just wanted to introduce you to that point so that if you're interested, you can go experience that. But we've lost almost everybody, so that tells me we're not very interested. Other questions? All right. Did everybody learn something?
Definitely.
Excellent. Vicki, are you happy now that you're back on and you have audio and video and stuff? All right. Well, thank y'all for letting me come here. Thank you so much for letting me come here. I had it to there. And remember, if there's one thing I want you to remember, it's that bad Zoom, write this down. Bad Zooming is bad communication. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Beth.
Okay, I'll start for you.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone. Vicki, should I just end it?
Yeah.
Bye.
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 Bye.